My goal was to graduate before I reached 100 years of age. I made it with 33 years to spare. Hashtag GSU18. Caps off to you, mate. You are absolutely brilliant. That, in one word, is persistence. This photo is from 1955. It was called A Few Seconds Before Happiness. This is Warwick Dunn. His mum was a Baton Rouge police officer who was shot and killed while he was a senior in high school. He raised his 5 siblings while in college, graduated and went to the NFL. He built and paid for over 145 homes for single mothers, sacrificing millions of dollars so they could have better lives. After watching customers pay money to buy cookies from a store, a dog in Colombia started bringing a leaf in his mouth and presenting it to the store attendant. The staff decided to play along, and now the dog comes to buy cookies every day. Men of Reddit, what makes you feel manly? Carrying my sister's kids. 2 nephews and a niece around. They always ask me to pick them up whenever I see them, so I started lifting weights a couple years ago just so I could continue doing it as they got bigger. It worked out as intended, and I got a lot stronger, and now the boys are 9 years old and I can still carry one of them under each arm. They love it since their mother can't pick them up anymore, and their happiness makes me feel good too. My granddad has a hat for each university his grandchildren attended, and today I gave him mine. Hashtag AAMU. Aw, that's just sweet. I just saw a dad get out of the car with his 2 young boys and he yells, "Who can go hug mum the fastest?" And all of them start running toward their house. That's the kind of future I want. Sex workers of Reddit. What is the saddest experience, client-wise, you've had while on the job? Not my story, but I knew a girl who did rent-a-night type stuff. Guy asks her if she could come over. Doesn't talk about sex over the phone, just if she could come over and come hungry. She thinks he's into feeding or some. She arrives at like 6 PM, pretty early for her work. She asks what he would like to do. He just cooks for her. A really big delicious meal later, and he starts to open up a bit. His wife had passed and always loved his cooking, but he hates cooking for himself. What advice would you give to dads post-birth? Do the dirty work. A human being legs at your wife, so she's done enough. Just change the diapers. Moved to Japan and met my neighbor. I can't speak English. Thank you for the present. My name is Hiroshi Yamashita. I'm 52 years old. The divorce and I live alone. You can use it if you like. I'm stuffed and toilet paper. Do you have navy? Yes, no. Please tell me your child's name. Thank you for your friend operation. Aww. That's sweet. My English teacher says we shouldn't refer to authors by the first names because they aren't our friends. Will you confirm our friendship and let me call you Neil on my American Gods book report? Absolutely. Eating alone in public restaurant is another whole new level of loneliness. Eating alone in public restaurant is another whole new level of confidence. Just a reminder to give credit to the Man of the Year, Ashton Kutcher, who slowed down his acting career to pursue efforts in stopping human trafficking with help from the CIA and FBI. He also saved 6,000 children from this terrible part of society. Thank you. If this kid comes back in like 20 years dressed as a massive buff Gyarados, I'll eat my shirt. You can post his suicide prevention phone numbers all you want, but if you really want to help prevent suicide, depression, and self-harm, stop being such to each other online and in real life. So I've come back home from uni, and today I took my dog on our first walk together since being back, and he won't stop looking up at me like this. This guy got on the bus and just stared at me and Lullaby on my lap for a solid 30 seconds, then goes, "Are you allowed to have dogs on the bus?" And I just shrugged, thinking he was gonna give me or something, but he then pulls out a chihuahua out of nowhere. This took an unexpected wholesome turn. Male suicide is the biggest killer of men under 50. It is preventable. Let's not man up. Let's not tough it out. Let's find true strength instead. Let's show our vulnerability. Let's stop faking macho bull. Let's change. Just drove a guy home from a bar, and for the whole 15 minutes, he talked about how excited he was to see his wife. You're not half bad at creating universes yourself, kid. Rest in peace, Stanley. It is time to go. Was I a good boy? No. I'm told you were the best. Me to my wife after 30 years of marriage. You're breathtaking! Having watched this live, it was an absolute wonderful moment. I was raised to treat the janitor with the same respect as the CEO, Tom Hardy. Today, my 5-year-old laughed at this painting in the middle of a museum for like 6 minutes. Yeah, I can see why. Standing in line for a fight tonight behind a dad who's trying to explain Alzheimer's to his son. But Grandma forgot me. Remember Dory? She forgot things too, right? Yes. But did that mean she loved Nemo any less? No! Yeah, sex is cool, but have you ever woke up from a dream and went back to sleep and the dream picked up right where it left off? Before my mum passed away, she gave my dad strict instructions to water the plants in the bathroom. He's been religiously watering them and keeping them alive. They looked so amazing, he decided to take them to his new home, only to discover they're plastic. Can you hear my mum chuckling? With no education, no father, no training, and few role models, they handed this young poor dirt kid $420,000 per week at the age of 18. Married his high school sweetheart, never arrested, never used drugs, never humiliated his wife with outside girl stories, no outside babies like many other professional athletes. Never in the news with so much as a parking ticket. Excellent father, greatest player on the planet. 15 years later, same dude, same maturity, same chick. Same family, reputation intact, now earning over $2 million per week, has sent 1,100 plus kids to college fully paid for. Ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James. Shout out to people who rate and review things, because I don't like to rate or review things, but I like to know how things are rated and reviewed. Sometimes the human presses their noggin against mine to figure out what I'm thinking. So just, I think really hard about how much I love them and hope they figure it out. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. I don't think that's a fall at all, it's actually nice. Do you remember Abby, the dog from I Am Legend? She is now 13 and still a good girl. This is Duke. He was first elected mayor of Cormorant as a write-in candidate in 2014. In 2016, literally everyone in the village voted for him. Duke passed away last week at the age of 13. He served with great honour and fluffy passion, and has been awarded the very rare 15 out of 10. My reaction when my son, who has had trouble making friends at school for years, asked me whether he can go to a new friend's house for a sleepover. Have our sister exist? Deception! I'll have not. Imagine waking up for an 8 AM class and this is what you walk in and see. He got up extra early to make a holiday class a little fun. Be nice and respect what he's doing. I'm late to work because I followed this dog for 3 blocks in the wrong direction. Do you ever watch a film to the end of credits, pick a name and think, hey Clint Young Green Assistant Bear Trainer number 3, I bet you thought nobody would see you down here. Nice job, pal. I went to lunch with friends and saw my husband at the restaurant. I was going to say his name, but he was staring at his phone, so I watched him. He was smiling. He typed. Then my phone dinged, and it was a video he forwarded of a dog wrestling a water hose. This is love. Today at work I was at drive-thru and the man at the window wanted to pay for the person behind him and he said, tell her I think she's hot. So she pulls up next and I tell her and she rolls her eyes, smiles and says, that's my husband. And if that's not relationship goals, I don't know what is. How much do you guys earn a month? I'm asking so I can try to price my tickets as low as I can. Honestly, this is maybe the nicest and most sincere thing I have ever seen a celebrity do. Mei Boa Chai-chun is a rice farmer. Her rice paddies were destroyed by the 130 million liters of water dumped from the cave in the rescue mission. Her response? Children are more important than rice. We can regrow rice, but we can't regrow the children. Me smiles. Houseplant. Me smiles. Houseplant. Me smiles again. Houseplant. Yay! Happy D-Day! 75 years ago I was in Auschwitz. Thanks to the Allied forces we were liberated end of January 1945. Wow! Keep that dog away from me! 2 weeks later. Aww. A Sikh man builds a mosque for his lifelong Muslim friend because he had nowhere to pray. Thanks for watching. and please don't forget to subscribe to Reddit Originals for more videos like this. Oh, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on all our videos. We upload a video each day, so stay tuned.